Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com and I'm going to try 3 tactics puzzles and just share my train of thought along the way. Okay, playing as black in this first one, and it rings a bell. Feel like I have seen this puzzle before. Okay, what do we do here? I think there's some fancy c3 move to create a passed pawn. Notice if this is played on move 1, in some way or another, black will be able to have a passed pawn, at least for a moment. When there's this tension and you push one of your pawns up and create even more tension, one way or the other, there's going to be a passed pawn that you can force through. c3 takes, you could take like this and passed pawn. c3 takes like this, you could take on b2 and you have a passed pawn. Can we do this and have the rooks off and get this move in? So, oh yeah, I think I see it. We take this rook first. White has to recapture, and then we play rook to f1. This forces, well, the rook can block, but the best move would be king to d2. And then we hit him with c3. And now that's hitting with check. Pawn takes pawn, we capture. And even if the rook comes over to a7, he's not going to be there in time. Notice when we're giving this check, we're now controlling the promotion square. So chop, chop, check, king d2, c3, takes, rook a7, push, rook takes pawn, we push again, and we're there in time. I think there may be one little trick that white can try after captures, recapture, check here, push, takes. Instead of playing rook to a7, white can first play rook to g7 check. This is an important detail. If we go to the corner, then rook a7 not only threatens to take this pawn and then be in time to track down our passed a pawn, but they're also threatening mate. So I think that detail, I think the correct reply to rook g7 is to simply play to f8. If they take the h7 pawn, then, well, actually our pawn will not even be captured by the rook. We'll get a queen. They won't even be able to sack the rook for our queen. So yeah, if rook g7 happens, we'll play king to f8. This must be the idea. Following up with c3 and then taking. And on this check, very important detail, king f8. And that's as far as it goes. That's the last little test. King in the corner, rook a7 hits with the dual threat of mate, and rook takes here, and this pawn will be tracked down in time. Alright, let's try number 2. Team white. Okay, for whatever the reason, my first thought was bishop here. I'm not sure what that's doing. On second thought, this queen is also very short on squares. She only has one safe square she can move to. And let's see how we could control these two squares. a4, yes, we could control b5, but after she goes to b6, then there's d8 that she could run away to. But wait. See what just happened there? I said if the queen gets to b6, then she'll be able to get to d8, and we're not going to be able to stop her from running away. But suppose on move 1 we stop the queen from going to b6. Bishop to c7. Queen doesn't have this square. Everything else is controlled. These knights are controlling these 4 squares. That must be it. I don't see anything against the king. He's got a bunch of defenders. Our rook isn't going to be attacking here. This is a trap the queen type position. Just noting that she's really short on squares. Yeah, that must be what it is. We're not going after the king here. We're pursuing the queen trap. That's got to be move 1. And now we just hit him with a4. Queen trap. Okay. Yeah, I was ready to do a4 first, but queen b6, then she runs away. So you have to stop that queen b6 move first and then hit him with a4. Okay, let's try the last one. 3 of 3. Ooh. Okay. Queen versus 2 minor pieces. Queen versus light square bishop and knight. Okay, we also have a pawn, but what's the trick here? Where is black vulnerable? This bishop is unprotected. We have a check with the bishop on h6. What more? No good queen checks. Bishop controls this. The rook isn't going to contribute. There's no double attack of the bishop in, let's say, h6 that I see. Oh. This move. This is the only way to rattle the coordination of these pieces. f4. We have one piece supporting it directly, but also indirect support. Because regardless of what order black captures away on f4, whether it's a knight or a dark square bishop that remains on this square, queen d4 will fork the king and bishop. So the idea with f4 is to next play f5 and chase away the bishop from defending the knight. This must be what it is, because I don't think the queen and bishop alone are enough to do any damage to black to pull off some kind of a fork. If this knight was, I don't know, some other square where we could play queen to e3, a double attack against the bishop in h6, that's a different story. But I don't see a way to take advantage of the h6 square and the bishop on e5 with just the queen and bishop. And these are the only 2 sensitive points I'm focused on. So the other piece or pawn that needs to contribute is this guy here. f4. If there's some kind of a knight move to b4, we'd have multiple replies. I don't think that's the variation it's going to go for. Knight to b4, queen e4 comes to mind. We're attacking the bishop, and our queen is hitting the knight. He's just going to an undefended square, so we should be able to take advantage of that. Yeah, queen here makes a lot of sense. Moving forward, a little bit more central, and she's hitting everything. So it must be just be f4. And they're just going in with the capture. And like I said, regardless of the order black went with, whether it was a knight or a bishop that's on that square, queen d4 is going to pick it up, and that should be a puzzle solved. Not a bad group of 3. Anyhow, as usual, feel free to share maybe how you did with these 3 tactics puzzles in the comment section below. As usual, I hope you maybe got a thing or 2 from it, and I will catch you soon. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.